Has fear ever stopped you from chasing after your dreams? For applying for a new job, starting a new business, perhaps entering a new relationship or breaking up from a toxic relationship? If fear has ever gotten in the way of you stepping forward and taking action towards something that you desire, then this video is for you. Hi and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Danny. I make vlogs about anything and everything that I'm passionate about, which includes aviation, it includes travel, wellness, personal growth, and feminine energy. So today's topic is about fear, and this is something that's been coming up a lot for me this past year because I really am going through a period of growth in my life, and this feeling, this idea of fear, it just keeps popping up in my life. So today I want to share 3 things that you can do which have helped me to overcome fear. So I want to share them here today, and I'm hoping that they might be able to help you move forward with whatever it is that you want to take action towards in your life. So what is fear? Fear is a made-up story about something that hasn't even happened in your life. It's our brain's way of keeping us safe. The brain's main function is to keep us safe, and it's been that way for centuries upon centuries. This is the primitive part of the brain, and anything unfamiliar, anything new, uncertainty, all of that creates fear within us. That fear of not knowing what's to come, the unknown, that is the most threatening thing to our brain. Our brain feels so threatened when it comes to uncertainty and not knowing, because the way that our brain is structured, it loves patterns, it loves to repeat. So when we break those patterns and we try something new, maybe it's going to a new class, maybe it's attempting to learn a new skill, or maybe it's leaving a relationship, entering a new relationship, going for a new job, going to a job interview. All of that is uncertainty, and that creates fear within us. But does that mean that because we're feeling fearful about something that we shouldn't do it? Well, actually, when we understand that the brain is just trying to keep us safe, we can differentiate between what we need in order to move forward with our lives and what our brain is just wired to do. So when this really becomes a problem is when fear stops you from moving forward. Because you feel so afraid of rejection or fear of failure, which is so common within all of us on the planet. If you're human, it's natural to feel fear, and majority of us feel it around that fear of failure. What if I make a mistake? What if I get it wrong? What if I look stupid? What if people laugh at me? That is one of the most common fears that most of us face. But the problem with this, when we let this fear override us, is that fear can keep us stagnant. It can keep us safe, but it can also keep us small. When we give ourselves permission to fail, we also give ourselves permission to fly. So when we push past those fears, when we feel afraid to step out of our comfort zone, but we do it anyway, that's really when we grow, when we evolve, when we can even create the life of our dreams. There's a famous quote, and I cannot think of it for the life of me, but it goes something towards what's on the other side of fear is the life of your dreams. Everything that you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. So maybe it's that dream job. Maybe, I make a lot of videos about my career in aviation, and a lot of people I know they strive for that job with Emirates. When it comes to that desire, I believe that anything that you desire, you can have. Anything that comes from your heart, you can have. But the thing that's probably blocking you from having your desire is how you feel about that desire. Do you feel that you're worthy of it? Do you feel that you can obtain that desire? Because if it feels out of reach, if it feels like it's not yours, like you can't have it, then chances are you're probably going to sabotage yourself from obtaining it. So one of the things we can do is to overcome our fear of looking silly or maybe screwing it up or not getting it perfect. Because the thing is, perfection doesn't exist. There's no such thing as perfection. So the best way to try something and the best way to learn and to grow is to just put yourself out there and give it a go. And the worst thing that can happen is that you learn something from that and you can correct yourself and come back even better the second time around. So there is no such thing as failure. There is no such thing as perfection. So first of all, get that out of your head, because that is going to stop you from obtaining everything that you want in your life. With all of that said, here are my 3 tips to overcoming fear. So the first tip that I have for you today is mental rehearsal. So like I mentioned before, anything that's unfamiliar to the brain, anything that's different, that is unknown, it feels threatening. It makes your brain feel threatened. So one way that we can feel more at ease about something that we haven't done yet, or doing something outside of our comfort zone, is to rehearse what it is that we want to do in our mind. So just say you're going to a job interview and you're feeling really afraid about that job interview. What you can do before the job interview is imagine yourself going to the job interview, and imagine you might even want to write this down, but write how the job interview goes, or visualize it, and imagine the interviewer asking you questions and how you would respond to those questions in the best way that you know how to do. Even you can prepare the answers to the questions if that's going to make you feel more confident, and just go over that mental rehearsal. Play it out in your mind, or you can write it down in a journal, but just imagine the best possible outcome for what it is that you want to do, that you're feeling fearful about. And when we rehearse something in our mind, it allows the brain, even though we haven't done it physically, it still allows the brain to relax a little bit and not feel so fearful of that thing we want to do. Remember, fear is just feeding you information. It's just your body's way of telling you, alert, I feel in danger right now. So perhaps that fear is asking you to maybe slow down, maybe to do more research, do more mental rehearsal in order to feel more safe about that thing that you want to do. My second tip for overcoming fear is to think back about something, and it doesn't even have to be related to that thing that you're fearful of doing now, but think of something in your life that you've overcome, something that you thought you couldn't do, but then you did it and you surprised yourself. I'm sure if you can think back on your life, you can think of at least one thing that you've done that was really amazing, that you didn't think you could do, and you ended up doing it anyway. For example, when I got the job with Emirates, like that was something I wasn't anticipating, and part of me didn't feel like it was even possible for me when I went to Qatar Airways first. So I wasn't even thinking about getting the job with Emirates once I went to Qatar, even though the first preference of airline I wanted to work for was Emirates. So when I think back about that now and how I went to the interview and I got the job, that gives me confidence to move forward with things that I want to obtain in my life today that I don't currently have. So think back towards something that you did or you overcame, and that will give you confidence to know that whatever it is that you're fearful of doing now, you can do that. You did something in the past that was successful, that surprised you, and you can repeat that and do that again. And if for any chance you can't think of anything in your life that you were successful at doing, think about someone who did do that. Even looking at someone who has or had that thing that you want. See their success and know that if they have it, if they can do it, then I can do it. It's not a made up fantasy in your mind. If they have that thing that you want, then obviously it's achievable. If other people have it, then why can't you have it? And my final tip to overcoming your fear, and this is something where I know a lot of people find it a little bit fluffy and they don't really see the value in practicing this, but positive affirmations are really, really important because our words are so powerful. The things that we say carry so much weight because often they reflect our inner beliefs, and our beliefs dictate everything in our external world. So what you believe about yourself and your life is literally what you will reap in the physical world. So if you don't believe that you are worthy of your desires, you'll never be able to have the things that you want, because why would the universe give you something that you don't feel that you deserve? That's the law of attraction, how it works. Rather than looking at it like it's a bad thing, it's actually, if you think about it, a great thing, because that gives you so much power. Because anything that you want, you can have as long as you believe that you deserve it, that you are worthy of it. So every time you have a thought which says, I can't do that, who are you to do that? Oh, that person has that, but I can't have that. Anytime you have those limiting beliefs, or you have that thought that tells you that'll never happen, you can't have that amazing relationship, you can't have that dream job, that's for other people, that's not for you. Every time you have a thought like that, catch yourself. First step, awareness. Catch yourself having that thought, and then try to think of another thought to replace that, which is the opposite of that. So that could be something like, I am the person that always attracts what I desire. The more money I can make, the more people I can help. I am the best fit for the job. There is no one better than me. You can tailor it however you like. You can make up whatever feels good to you. Definitely use your own words. But the main thing is here that you don't allow those thoughts to dictate your external environment. You don't allow them to dictate your words. You really want to catch yourself every time you're having a negative thought. And remember, it's normal. We all have negative thoughts. I have negative thoughts. I'm always having these thoughts saying, who are you to do that? How are you going to make that happen? How are you going to make money from doing that? These things are always entering my mind, and I have to catch myself and stop myself from thinking that and flip that around and say, who am I not to do this? Who am I not to have what I want? So I really encourage you, if you're someone who thinks negatively about yourself, doesn't believe in yourself, the reality of the situation is, if you don't believe in yourself, no one's going to believe in you. So you have to believe in yourself. You have to never give up. Always go after what you want, and never ever allow someone else, especially yourself, especially that inner critic in your head, tell you that you can't have what you want. That's it. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit passionate about this topic because it's something that's so true to my heart. But I really hope this video helped you. If fear is something that keeps creeping up in your world and it's stopping you from moving forward and taking action and going after that thing that you want. Remember, we are all here in this expanding universe, and we ourselves are meant to constantly be expanding and growing and learning. And the only way to do that is to try new things, to put yourself out of your comfort zone. You never know what's on the other side of your comfort zone. Every time I've taken a step forward in something that feels scary to me, like for example, when I started my baking business, I was petrified to put myself out there and sell something that I created. I was thinking, who would buy cakes from me? There's so many amazing bakers in the world. Why would they come to me and buy a cake? This is what I thought when I first started my little baking side hustle. And what I actually managed to create from this little idea that I had back in 2020 when I started my little baking business, it became so much more than I ever imagined. And the message here that I want to leave you with today is that maybe what's on the other side of fear for you is more than you can even dream for yourself. Everything that you ever wanted plus more could be on the other side of you taking that first step and overcoming your fear and doing something for yourself to go after your dreams and to have the life that you deserve, because we are all worthy to have everything we desire. I truly, truly, truly believe that. So if you like this video, then make sure you give it a thumbs up. You subscribe to my channel because I'm making a lot more content more regularly now. I'm uploading videos each week. So if you want to stay up to date, then make sure you hit the subscribe button. And until my next video, take care of yourself, keep glowing and keep growing. And I'll see you in my next video.